Hello and welcome back for another clarinet tutorial from Nottingham Music Excellence. So in this video we're going to play the last piece in the book called Spanish Dance in the C3 list by Moritz Moszkowski. I think that's how you pronounce it. A lovely piece with a lot of Spanish flavour to it. Quite tricky. So after I've played the music, I'm going to say a few words about the detail of the music and what you need to put in there to make it sound really awesome. And then you can have a go at playing along with the accompaniment yourself. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Here we go. Okay, so you've heard the music. Let's say a few words about the detail of the music and what you need to put in there to make it sound really awesome. So I think we have to say straight away, another fantastic arrangement by Alan Bullard. I think this is a really super piece actually for grade 5. It's got loads of detail in there for you to have a go at, and there's some tempo changing. You've got to get the flats right. It really has got a bit of everything. I think it is one of the more challenging pieces for grade 5, but I think this is a super piece to play actually. So let's have a look at some of the notes. So at the start it says moderato rubato. Now a big clue there, isn't there, to the flavour of the music. So moderately with rubato. So we've got scope for really sort of pulling and pushing and just really playing around with that tempo and playing it with a slightly elastic feel to it. So how can we get that into our performance? So I think you've got to be really careful not to play it too, don't be too sort of boring with it, I think is the word. Just make it sound really interesting and make that listener really sort of, sit up and listen to all the detail. So even in the first line here, we've got loads of stuff we can do in here. Now when I played this with the backing track, unfortunately I couldn't play around with it too much because I was kind of holding on to the tempo of the backing track. But I think when you play this and you're playing it with a live pianist, you can really sort of do a lot more with it than I did it with it actually. You can really just go for that rubato and just enjoy the elastic feel to it. So and really go for that, really sort of tease the detail out of the music. And, you know, as I did in bars 7, 8 and 9 maybe. So lightly tongue there. It's one of those things that, so it's marked staccato but legato as well. So you kind of need a bit of both. So it's very lightly tongued. So nearly legato, but certainly not staccato. And then the pianist will wait for you on that next bar. On these notes that have got the tenuto marked, I think really push those a bit more, and it just makes it sound rhythmically kind of more quirky as well, and it sounds good with the piano at that point. And that's the end of that section. So you can really lay out a good foundation in those first 3 lines. Okay, so let's talk about 19. So I think bar 19, you need to really switch that around now. Just switch instantly to a new tempo, a new kind of sound, and just present something really different. And it's a bit awkward around here with these A flats, isn't it? So I found when I played that bit with the accompaniment, I had to really sort of really get the tempo going. Otherwise, I just got left behind a little bit there. So really get that detail. So get those fingers really working carefully together there, A flat to B flat. So really practice that detail and try and get that staccato really clear, because it needs to have a good amount of clarity, I think, that section. And let's move on a bit. So let's play 27. So plenty of accents there, and then you've got to really know what the piano does on the writ section. There's something like dum dum 1 2 3 1 2 3 da 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 dum. So you've got to know what happens in the piano part, that writ leading up to the moderato, so that you kind of look like you know what's going on. Then you're back to that idea again. So don't be caught out by that writ, and obviously don't come in early on the moderato. And then we go through some music that we've kind of done before. So let's jump a bit. Let's talk about bar 50, 51, 52, the pre-mosso. So again, we kind of changed the tempo, we changed the key, and it's marked con fuoco, so with fire. So we really got to put something in here. These triplets, they don't quite follow the pattern that I thought they were going to follow. You know, I expected it to kind of be I expected it to be kind of more of a chromatic thing, but it actually isn't. So just be careful of the notes. That one there. So I was expecting that to kind of be like an F to F sharp triplet, but it's not. It's F to G. So just watch that. And then the next one. So you've got a semitone there from the D sharp to E. Then on the next one, D to E, you've got a tone, not a semitone. So just watch out for those. So fuoco, lots of fire, lots of sound and passion in your playing. And then we're back to the consentimento. So with sentiment, and we go back to this very Spanish kind of elastic tempo again, I think. And then this last section, poco a cello getting slightly quicker, but then poco rit getting slower again for the last bar. I've got to watch my A flats here and A naturals, and yeah, so. Okay, so just to summarise on the Spanish dance, I think a lovely piece to play, lots of challenges in there, and I think because of all the tempo changing and the different sections, I think it's really important if you're playing this, really important to be able to lead the performance. It's not going to suit you if you're just kind of trying to hang on to the piano part and trying to follow, you know, like hang on for dear life to every note that you hear on the piano part. So you've got to really lead those tempos and perhaps try and, you know, really try and conduct a little bit to the piano player exactly when those sort of new sections arrive, and just try and be really clear about all those things. And over to the piano accompaniments now. And of course, if you have enjoyed the video and you've used the tutorial, then please do support the channel by clicking that like button and just leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know how you're getting on with grade 5. I'd love to hear from you. So over to the piano part. I've only uploaded one speed for this piece because of the tempo changing. Can't really do two different speeds of this piece. So just one accompaniment. Get your Bluetooth speaker ready and have a play along with it and see if you can get it really in time with the piano. So best of luck for grade 5. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.